And thanks for taking some time to chat to us. There are quite a few things I want to talk about, including your new single, which we'll come to shortly. But first of all, let's talk about the upcoming tour of Europe in September. You're touring with Faster Pussycat and Blacklist Union. How did you get involved in that, and what can you tell us about the tour?
How great is that? Well, first of all, let me say hi, Nigel. It's great to see you. I know you are in Belfast, and yes, Femme Fatale, Blacklist Union, and Faster Pussycat, we will all be in Belfast in September. I am over the moon excited about this tour. Tammy and I go way back to the Sunset Strip days.
Yep.
I met Tammy when he used to work at a place called Retail Slut on Melrose Avenue. And I was really intrigued with that place because I had just moved from Albuquerque, New Mexico, and I was on Melrose Avenue walking around, checking out all the clothes and all of that stuff. And Retail Slut was known for being super edgy, kind of punk rock, if you will.
Yep.
And they had like a baby doll, several baby dolls in the window with nails through them, with like paint as blood. And so I was really like, oh my God, what is this crazy place? And I went inside, and lo and behold, there was Tammy behind the counter. He used to work there. And, he looked really cool and edgy and kind of vampire-y. He had black nail polish that was chipped, day-old eyeliner on. And I just thought he was the coolest looking cat that I had seen in LA. So we got to chatting. I told him I had moved from Albuquerque and I was here to get a record deal. And we became fast friends, and I would go visit him whenever I could at Retail Slut. So we go way back. So that's just a really cool honor for me to be touring with him. And basically, how the tour came about is that I know Faster Pussycat was going to go out on tour. Blacklist Union, led by Tony West, an
Yep.
amazing singer, and him and Tammy are friends. And when the idea was sprouted to possibly go on tour with Faster Pussycat, they made it happen. And so Blacklist Union is direct support, and I am the opener. And I am happy and grateful to be opening up the show with the boys. I will say, you boys better be ready because I don't come to play. I'm like in it to win it and
Yes.
go for it and be the femme fatale that I am. So, yeah, I'm going to put on a great show to start off the night. So I'm very excited about this.
We're all looking forward to it. Obviously, the tour includes that Belfast date, which is on the 13th September, which we're all looking forward to, everybody I speak to. But will this be your first time in Belfast?
It will be my first time in Belfast. I mean, I've done a lot of traveling, a lot of touring, etc., but never Belfast. So this will be my first time. And I mean, what do you guys drink out there? Is there a certain kind of beer that I have to drink?
Well, the traditional one's obviously Irish Guinness, but we're a lot of whiskey drinkers too, so we like our whiskey here.
Okay, I like my whiskey too. So we'll have to throw one back when I get out there.
But, will fans get a chance to chat with you after you've done your performance?
Say that one more time.
Will fans get a chance to chat with you, or maybe get some stuff signed?
Oh, yeah, of course. I mean, anybody can show up with vinyls or the CD or the cassette tape, by the
Yeah.
way. I know that a lot of people still have those, and I will definitely be out and about and ready to sign. I know that, I'll be at the merch table after the show. There's going to be some special merch from Femme Fatale, 8 by 10s. And then obviously, whenever you make a purchase, you get a chance to take a selfie with me on your
Yeah.
own device. I'm all about that. I'm all about the friends and fans of the band. This is a long time coming. And I mean, we're talking decades that I've been doing music and never been to Belfast. So I would hope that people would like, oh, dang, I remember her from the MTV days and come on out and support. It's going to be a hell of a show. It's going to be a hell of a night. I've been at the Blacklist Union rehearsals. Great band, great music. I mean, they're the real deal. And of course, Faster Pussycat is the crown cherry on top.
Yeah.
Tammy and the boys always put on a great show. Tammy is an amazing front person, great singer. And you can't deny those songs that have lasted for
Yeah.
decades, House of Pain, Babylon. I mean, so many great songs. So I'm excited. I'm going to be side stage, checking it out during the shows, and people will definitely get a chance to say hello to me and hug and high five and selfies and all that stuff. So,
Yeah.
yeah.
We're all looking forward to that. The recent Femme Fatale video for Bad Love featured Sean McNabb, Steve Brown, and Nick Mason, but I'm not sure if they're part of the upcoming tour lineup. Can you tell us who's going to be in your band when you come?
Yeah, well, I will tell you that I've been honored and grateful that Steve Brown, who's been my producer for this release on Cleopatra Records, we've worked really hard. We have one more song to deliver to the label. I'm
Okay,
hoping that the album is going to be released in August,
great.
right before the tour, so that people will have a chance to get the vinyl and CDs, etc., as well as streaming. Um, but all of those boys and bad boys, even Bumblefoot, who played on Bad Love. I would love to have those boys be my touring band, but I don't know if you realize Sean McNabb is now on tour with
Yeah,
David Lee Roth,
yeah.
and everybody's got something going on. So rounding up rock stars for my band, although challenging, I am really lucky. I will have Nick Mason on drums,
This one.
who actually was in the video
Yeah.
for Bad Love. And I have a guitar player in the UK that is going to be my guitar slinger. I'm actually going to meet him for the first time this weekend.
Okay.
His name is Mike Rowe. Um, and is that how I say his last name? Wroe.
Yeah.
Uh, Great guitar player, really seems to get the whole 80s vibe. A great player. And one of the things that I noticed about him is that not only does he seem to love 80s rock and be a great player, he looks like a young Keith Richards to me.
Okay.
So I think that that's really cool. He came to me from Rex, who was in the Eagles of Death Metal camp, when I reached out to him with our assistant Jen and said, we Lorraine needs a guitar player for this UK tour, and he suggested Mike, and it just seems like a slam dunk. So that's happening, and I'm not ready to announce the bass player yet, but
Okay.
yeah, things are really great, and I'm excited, and we're going to have some rehearsal time. I've already sent them four songs that are definitely going to be in the set, which is Bad Love, Living Like There's No Tomorrow, Waiting for the Big One, and Falling in and Out of Love, of
Okay.
course.
Yeah.
And then I'm kind of reaching out to the fans to find out what other Femme
Yeah.
Fatale songs they want to
I've,
hear.
I've noticed
I
that.
mean,
Yeah.
yeah, I mean, I've got a short set. I would imagine I'm going to be on stage for 30 minutes,
Yeah.
maybe 35 if I'm lucky. So we're talking seven, eight songs. I mean, I'd love to add Rebel, but
Yep.
then I also have a new ballad that's coming out this summer called Home is Where the Heart Lives,
Yeah.
which is a killer song. I just recorded a song that was written by me and Jean Carlo and David Julian. Um, and that is a great song. I haven't even decided on the title yet. It's either going to be Don't Call Me Your Angel or When the Devil's Not a Stranger. So I
Okay.
haven't locked that in yet,
Okay.
but it's a killer banger of a song. Um, so yeah, the set's going to be challenging to put together
Okay.
because I want people, I think Baby's Gun is going to make the set because that's from the first record and it's a great opener and just kind of sets the pace that shows you we are here to motherfucking rock.
Yep. Excellent.
So I'm going to go take it to the fans to help me put the set together.
Yeah. I seen Fortune and Fame mentioned too on one of your posts.
Say that again.
So you mentioned Fortune and Fame in one of your posts.
Oh, I love Fortune and Fame,
Yeah.
but then you've also got Back in Your Arms
Yeah.
Again, which was
Yeah.
going to be a single. I mean, yeah, narrowing it down to 30 minutes, knowing that I have all of these great other songs that are just being released, is going to really be challenging.
Okay.
And then, I have done some collaborating with Tony West from Blacklist Union.
Yes.
We're releasing actually a week from tonight,
Yeah.
6 p.m., the world premiere of Jackson, which
Yeah.
was recorded by June Carter and Johnny Cash. We recorded it with Chris Johnson, who is considered the sixth member of Blacklist Union, worked with Evanescence, so many other bands, and he was our producer for that song. We have a video that's dropping that is the coolest,
Yeah.
and it's not recorded like June and Johnny did. I mean, we brought the punk rock, brought a Ramones vibe to it. It is punk rock to the max. So I think people are really going to dig the video and the song for sure. So
That was actually going to be my next question, but you've answered most of it. But just why did you pick Jackson as a song to do?
We chose it because we were having, you know, I was with Tony. We were met with a friend named Heidi. We were hanging out. We had just done the song "Stop Dragging My Heart
Yes.
Around," and we like working together. We plan to release that as well. But she just kind of said, "You guys should do that song, Jackson." And we kind of looked at each other and we were like, "Let's check it out." And so we did. And then obviously we wanted to do it, but Tony's idea was to make it more Ramon style. So it's in your face.
Yeah.
We're not it's not the tempo that June and
No.
Johnny did it. It's really aggressive and cool. So yeah, that's really how that all came about. And we really dig working together. He's got a great voice and I haven't known Tony for a really long time. We met in October at a funeral, by the way, for Glenn LaFerman, who is a mutual friend,
Yeah.
great rock and roll photographer, and that's how we met. The interesting thing about going on tour, well, one of the many interesting things about going on tour with Faster Pussycat and Blacklist Union is that Tammy actually introduced Tony and I at the funeral that day,
Yeah.
which just seems so interesting and bizarre that now we're all going on tour together is like magic. You can't write this stuff, when the universe decides what they want to do, what kind of tour that they want to see, that's what happens. So it's really interesting. So I've done a deep dive with Blacklist Union, and if you don't know the music, you really should
Will
check it
do.
out. Hooks for days in those
Yeah.
choruses.
Yeah.
A great singer, great band. And again, produced by Chris Johnson. You can't go wrong with those tracks. So it's going to be a hell of a night. Kind of like I feel that Blacklist Union is kind of the new Hollywood, even though, Sunset Strip, edgy, dirty rock and
Yeah.
roll. Even though, Tony's band and they've released six albums. They're on their seventh right now. But then you've got like somewhat the new breed of Hollywood dirt rock and roll,
Yeah.
and then you've got the iconic Faster Pussycat, who is all sweat and the streets of Hollywood. So it's a great lineup. I think it's going to be really cool. I think it's going to be really amazing and magical. Look, we've got 19 dates in 26 days.
Yeah.
It's going to be back to back to back on a lot of them. We're ready. We're here for it. I will say that the tour wraps in Italy on my birthday,
Oh,
September
excellent.
26th. So I mean, I can't think of a better way to celebrate my birthday.
Yeah.
Back in the day, when I got the call about getting on tour with Cheap Trick, that was actually on my birthday that I got that announcement from HK Management. And he was like, I've got a birthday present for you. How do you feel about going on tour with Cheap Trick? I was like, hell yeah. So yeah, it's pretty amazing. And after of these years and decades, really, to be on tour like this that's magic. That's all you can say. But I am the girl that will never go away. Rock and roll is who I am. I'm never leaving
Yeah.
until they carry me out.
Yep.
And so yeah, I'm honored and grateful for sure to still be doing what I do, which is I love rock and roll.
Yeah.
So
We'll play that track, Jackson, now. Okay. Um, if you mentioned earlier on about doing the cover of "Stop Dragging My Heart About," is that going to be released at some point too?
yes, the plan is to release that on Cleopatra Records.
Yeah.
I've talked with Brian over at the label, so there is a plan to release that. And then, I've got some more surprises as well. I've got another single coming out. I actually am waiting for the inserts to come to start
Okay.
autographing them. That is with another iconic male singer, a
Okay.
release that is going to be coming out very soon with a video. I can't really say more than that because I mean, the song is done. It's ready to drop. The singles have been pressed. They're ready to be released.
Okay.
The only thing that we're not waiting on, but that is being scheduled is the video
Okay.
that I'll be in the studio and collaborating with this iconic male singer.
Okay.
So that's coming as well. I mean, you can't write this stuff.
No,
Like
no.
I'm really one lucky bee. I really am one lucky bee to be able to be doing what I love to do. And having gone full circle, being on tour with V Band, if you will, the girls, was with V
Yeah,
Band for
yeah,
6 years, almost 6 years, and now to be full circle and being back to Femme Fatale is really
yeah,
it's just the cat's meow.
yeah. So I was going to ask you about the album release with Cleopatra, but you've said hopefully August. Then you think the album's going to come out?
That's what Brian and I have talked about. He said it's really just a matter of getting all the material in. I've got this new song that I just talked about, Don't Call Me Your Angel, that I've got to do another lead vocal on. Although, Steve Brown was saying, I love this vocal on it, but I'm going to go in. I just want to give it a little bit more umph because that's how I am.
Yeah,
The demo was just recorded here at the place in the living room. So I'm going to go into a studio. I'm actually going to reach out to Gilby Clarke. I think I want to go into
yeah,
his studio and lay down a vocal, and then we deliver that, and then we have one more song that actually Carmine, a piece, is
yeah,
playing drums on. So that will be our last single to deliver to the label, and then we can release.
okay,
So it's only May. I know that I can get the other two delivered in the next month or 2 months. So I would imagine we'll release August in time for the September tour.
And
That's
you're
the plan.
you're going to do the vinyl release as well as CD and digital. Yeah,
Yes, digital streaming, obviously, CD and vinyl,
excellent.
and then this iconic vinyl that's going to be coming out. There's only 75 copies of it.
Okay.
The A side is the song, and then actually, I can say what the song is. I just can't tell you who the artist is.
Yeah, yeah,
Originally, I had recorded this song with Lou Gramm from Foreigner. But then he decided to do his own release and not include that. So I went, like I say, I'm the girl that never goes away. We figured it out. And another iconic male singer has sung on it, but it is the song Heroes
okay.
by David Bowie.
Oh yeah,
And it kicks ass. Joel Holster played guitar, Sean McNabb on bass. Um, Gosh, I mean, who's on drums? Jason Sutter on drums. It was recorded at Gilby Studio. And also Scott Gilman helped produce and Steve Brown produced. So, yeah, a lot of heavy hitters on this song. I
okay.
think people are going to freak out when they hear it.
Look
There's
forward.
never been that song recorded by a male and
Yeah,
female voice. So
no,
that opening line, I will be king and I get to say, and I will be queen, or yeah, wherever that goes. Yeah, I'm excited for people to hear this one.
okay. When we last did an interview, it was 12 years ago now, 2014. At that point, we talked about the second Femme Fatale record, and you said then you were hoping that would be released shortly, and it was, but it was actually named One More for the Road. It must have been nice to get that album back on release again.
Yeah, I was really happy about that. The thing with that album, it was released on F&A Records. I want to say it was 2024, unless you know differently. But those were really demos for the second
Yeah,
record that never came to be. So it's not a studio album.
yeah,
It's the raw demos. And then added to that, we added some live show audio
and the Cheap Trick tour.
from the Femme
Yeah,
Fatale tour
yeah,
with Cheap Trick. And I think that that's really a treat for people. There are no more CDs left,
yeah,
but there is vinyl still left on F&A. And I might take some of those out with me on the tour.
yeah.
We'll see.
That'd be
We'll
great.
see.
That'd be good. One of the demos on there was a cover of AC/DC's It's a Long Way to the Top. What was the story behind that one? Just curious where that appeared from.
Me and the boys are always really big AC/DC fans, so we really wanted to release that song. And, it was really fun to do. I remember we were in the studio with Jim Faraci, who, famous for the first Poison album, and so many other things from back in the day. But, we were partying it up in the studio when we recorded that, and it just felt really great to have a girl, a girl vocal on that song.
Yeah,
And it is a long way to the top if you want to rock and roll. But here we are, decades later, and like I say, I'm not going away. I'm never stopping. I mean, I do a lot of other things with the podcast and,
yeah,
OnlyFans and, all of the things that I do. I still work in television as a casting producer, but, rock and roll and music is it's who I am. It's a big part of me, and you can't like chop off your arm,
Yeah.
you know, and you just can't like let go of these things. So, yeah, unbelievable, really, to think that here we are so many years later, and I'm going out on tour, mom and dad. My mom and dad have since, left the planet, but I know that they're really proud of me. And, you know, I am just that person that holds on tight and never lets go when I love something. And I've always wanted to rock and roll and be on tour. So here we go. Buckle up, Buttercup.
Looking forward to it. You've mentioned some of the singles that you've released over the last few months. Living Like There's No Tomorrow, then Love Will Keep Us Together, which was George Lynch, and the last one, Bad Love, which was Bumblefoot, etc. I was going to play Bad Love. Can you tell us a bit more about that song and where it came from?
Yeah, Steve Brown sent the music over and asked me if I liked it and if I wanted to work on a vocal for it. And I mean, I loved it immediately. I thought it was heavy, it was gritty, I thought it was cool. Uh, the lyric came really fast for me. One of the things I love about that song is the chorus, "Your red flag is on fire. Don't pull me into the flame." Uh, we've all been there where we see red flags. At least I have red flags. We still jump into
Yeah,
the relationship,
yeah,
and so nowadays, it's like I'm wiser, and but still, those red flags have to be on fire for me to like take notice because I'm a Libra and like I believe in giving people chances. But I've gotten better at spotting those red flags and now walking away from them. But I think that it's really relatable in that fact that, I know so many girls and guys that get into really crazy relationships and then later they say, I did see the red flag. And I was thinking, if it was on fire, would you still have walked through it? I don't know.
yeah,
And then to do the video, I knew that I had to have fire in the video, and that was directed by Vicente. I came up with the storyline of that, of just, we wanted to do a live performance, but I had to have the fire girls in the video.
yeah.
And then I ended up learning how to do the fire dancing
Oh,
with one of them. I had
cool.
a session with her, and you can actually see some of that footage on my YouTube channel. Which is Lorraine Lewis Rocks, and also on OFTV, which is an OnlyFans TV network
Yeah,
station that I have, which is a safe for work. You won't see any boobage or anything like that. It's just to give you an idea of the behind the scenes of my life,
yeah.
is what that station is all about. So you can check those out there. But yeah, there's footage of me with the fire, and it's really, I hate the word empowering because it's really overused, but it felt really cool and fun and sexy to have this pro fire dancer teach me the ropes.
Yeah,
And I can't wait to learn a little bit more. I mean, I got to really do all the
yeah,
cool flame stuff. And, she was like, they put out the fire in their mouths. I mean, I didn't do that, but I'm going to do
uh,
that next time for sure. But she taught me how to like, they call it grazing, I
yeah.
think, where you take the fire and I mean, I was all about it. I loved it. It felt just cool to do that. Rock and roll.
It is. Okay. You mentioned red flags earlier in the conversation, which brings me on to the next question. You're obviously very busy doing TV production, etc. One of your latest ventures is Dangerously Honest, and you talked about red flags in one of those podcasts recently. It's on iHeartRadio, but it's also on Spotify, other places. I think you really enjoy doing that kind of stuff.
I love it. Well, as you can tell, I'm quite a talker.
Yeah,
I'm not shy at all, and I'm an open book. So for me, Dangerously Honest, I got contacted by uh, Jayla Carter and Scott Gutierrez. And they presented the idea to me. They said that they already had a connection with iHeart and that I could easily fit into the programming. And so I said, sure. So we've done 8 episodes so far. I flew to Houston in April to do the videos for Jackson and Home is Where the Heart Lives. So we got away from it a little bit, but now that we've done the 8 episodes, we can pick it up whenever we
yeah,
want to.
yeah,
I will say that the next footage that's coming out is not only Well, I was on Hollywood Boulevard, interviewing people on
Yeah,
Hollywood Boulevard, which was really fun. I got to meet a snake, like the Britney
yeah,
Spears
yeah,
video, "I'm a Slave for You." So I had this snake around my neck, and that was really fun. And talking to people, and then I ran into Cassidy
yeah.
Paris, who's
Saw
been
that.
on tour.
Yeah,
That was random. That wasn't planned. I mean, that's the beauty of life, and just things happen. Like I heard my name and I was like, what? And there she was. She was getting ready to go on the Monsters of Rock cruise. I think she's a great artist and it was really great to see her. We've only known each other from Instagram, so that was cool. And then also another thing that's going to be dropping on Dangerously Honest with me, Lorraine Lewis, is an interview I did with Josie Scott, the original singer from Saliva, who is an
yeah,
amazing singer,
yeah.
amazing performer, who now has a new band coming out called Terminal.
All right.
Term Is that what the name of the band is? Gosh, I don't want to get it wrong.
Sorry.
It's with some of the boys from Tesla.
Okay.
Terminal, Terminal, with they have the E turned backwards, Terminal. Uh, but I can't wait for that stuff to come out. With Josie on vocals and the Tesla guys, their songwriting, their guitar playing, background vocals, and Chris Holmes on lead guitar. It's going to be sick and amazing. So, anyway, so I have an interview to be edited that's going to come out with Josie Scott as well, which I will say he did mention that he did have a poster of me on his wall back in the day. So that's always fun to find out. I will be honest about that. Don't be shy, you guys, when you want to talk to me about that stuff. I think it's beautiful to be full circle and know that people dig what I do then and dig what I do now.
Okay. You mentioned the band earlier on, which I'll not name, but you were part of for a few years. You released a single with them called Red, which I thought was excellent. What can you tell us about that track?
Yeah, that track was originally it was written by Fred Coury from Cinderella, and a female. I'm sorry, I don't remember her name, but he presented it to the band. We were looking to do a record together, and he presented it to us. And Roxy really loved it. She was the leader of the band,
Yeah.
not me. It was her band, so she loved it, and we all went in and did our parts and. I recorded that song vocally with Fred Coury at his studio. Honored and grateful to have worked with him. Another feather in my cap of amazing things that I've been able to do in my life. Working with Lou Gramm, Fred Coury. I mean, this iconic new singer, Tony West. I mean, I'm really lucky. Also, Leather Leone.
Yeah.
We actually re-recorded "Waiting for the Big One" together, and that's going to be released as well on this record. So we're just waiting to release that as well. We redid the song. So yeah, Red was a great song, great video. The video was directed by Vicente. That's how I met him. And I thought that me and the girls did a hell of a job on the track and a hell of a job in the video, you know. And it's on YouTube. You can see it.
Yeah.
I mean, I bring my A game, which is me rocking and rolling in front of the camera. I'm not shy, like I said before. I love performing. I am a musician. I am a guitar player, even though I have decided to grow my nails out. But I am a great, awesome, solid rhythm player, actually, I think would surprise people. But I'm an entertainer, and I've said it before and I'll say it again. I'm here to entertain you.
Yes.
I am
Okay.
I am not a musician that hides in the studio all day and night creating a masterpiece. I'm in your face, entertaining you, making you laugh, bouncing my boobs, whatever to make people laugh and have a good day.
Yeah.
I don't take myself terribly seriously, although I am serious,
Yeah.
but I'm a lot of things. And you know, it's funny, I was thinking about the video and how people like to comment and say,
Yeah.
sometimes great things and oftentimes not great things.
Yeah.
And,
Fortunately.
they talk about all the plastic surgery I've had and I look like a housewife on Beverly Hills or whatever. And it's like, whatever, say
Uh,
whatever you want.
yes.
I love who I am. I'm here to entertain myself and you. but myself first.
Yeah,
And if you like me, you like me. And if you don't, you don't. But I'll tell you, if we were to sit down and have a beer together or a cup of coffee, we'd be friends.
yeah.
We'd be
You've
friends at the end of
certainly
that.
you've certainly the right attitude. It's the best kind of attitude. There's so many negative people that you just kind of ignore those people, and I like your attitude, I have to say.
Yeah, I mean, I ignore the most of it, but sometimes it's laughable. Sometimes
Yeah,
it's just like, wow, really? Or, they call me Granny or like a GILF, and I mean, first of all, I don't have kids, so I can't be a grandmother, but I get what you're
yeah,
saying.
yeah,
But I guess, sometimes people think that we're supposed to have an expiration date. And like I said in the beginning, like I'm here forever. Like I'm not gonna stop. And I don't know, just get used to it. You should be used to it by now.
yes. Okay,
35 years, I'm still here.
I know. Another 25 will do.
Yeah. So get over it.
Yeah. I thought we'd finish off by playing a couple of the classic Femme Fatale songs, but I wasn't sure which one I'd pick. So, which track would you pick if you were to play one or two Femme Fatale tracks? Which one, either from the first album or even the follow-up one?
I'd say most people know the singles, right? So
Yeah.
I would say I think If is a great song.
Yep.
Um, lyrically, it's not that challenging, but I think it's a great song and I think the vocal is great and it's heavy. Touch and Go, I think is a great song that I wrote with David. Can't remember his last name at the moment. He co-wrote the Friends theme song,
Oh,
that
really?
show Friends. I'll be here for you. He co-wrote that song. I want to say Danny, I just can't remember his name. So that's a great track. Cradle's Rockin', Fortune and Fame that
Yeah.
you mentioned earlier, which
Yeah.
actually I didn't write. That was written solely by Mozzie Rod, aka Cliff.
Yeah.
He wrote it about me. It's kind of a diss if you really look at the lyric. Um, it's really a diss for me. So that's some insight there.
Okay.
Um, and then Back in Your Arms Again. Great, great
Yeah.
song. So I don't know, you choose.
I'll pick something. I'll pick him. I'll surprise you. I'll pick a couple. Not the usual ones. I'll pick something different. So
Sounds good.
yeah. Okay, that's all the questions I have. Again, thanks very much for taking the time to talk to me, and I'm really looking forward to seeing you in Belfast in September.
I can't wait, Nigel. Thank you so much for having me. I can't wait to meet you in person, give you a hug,
Thank
throw
you.
back a beer or a shot of espresso, whatever it's going to be. But thank you so much to everybody, and thank you for having this interview and for digging what I do. Long live rock and roll.
Thank you very much.